Hi, I'm Jim Gordon.
And I'm Leeta Leapin.
And welcome to another edition of Our City Tonight. Well, as we enter the month of February, of course, everyone's thoughts turn to love and crazy Valentines and all that other insane stuff, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Well,
Leeta?
I think we're in love with wine, so that's particularly why we're here.
Well said. Well, Christa Lee, we're with you again this time, as we always are, to talk about wine, and you've chosen Provence Restaurant in Marineside in Yaletown.
Yes, they're one of our partners, and we make some wines specifically that are only available here. So we thought, what a great place. You know, if you're thinking about Valentine's Day as well, they've got a 6-course menu that they're featuring for Valentine's Day, and some of our wines. So
well, what are we trying first in the Valentine's theme?
Valentine's Day theme. Okay, so we're going to start with sparkling. And a pink sparkling, because you know what says Valentine's Day more than a rosé? So this is our pink effervescence from Evolve Cellars.
Okay.
This is a blend of Pinot Blanc with a little bit of Merlot. And it's got a great strawberry watermelon characteristic to it. So, you know, what better Valentine's Day is bubbles, strawberries, the rest of your imagination, I don't know.
and of course, we should say you can obviously eat oysters. This is a good match with oysters.
Absolutely,
yeah.
Oysters is phenomenal. So this is Evolve Cellars is our winery in Summerland. It's lake view, goes right to the water as well. So on Valentine's Day, a lot of people get engaged as well. We do a lot of weddings at Evolve, and so it might be the perfect place to host the big day too.
Wow, pressure's on for you, Jim.
There you go.
Oh yeah, you're in love with the wine. Wow.
And we're planning Jim's wedding.
Yes, actually. That's wonderful. I have to graduate high school first.
Well, I definitely know there's some other wines that we can drink at Valentine's Day, so what do we have?
Absolutely. So the second one I've chosen here today is our Thyme Chardonnay. And I've chosen the Chardonnay because so versatile, again with the foods that you think Valentine's Day and some aphrodisiacs, back to the oysters that work with bubble, but work really well with the Chardonnay as well. Or something like salmon or halibut, sable fish. Those fish are high in omega-3s, which are actually, again, another aphrodisiac.
And your Thyme Winery is really, really spectacular.
It is. We're just under construction right now in downtown Penticton, so we'll be in the heart of downtown. We purchased an old movie theater and we're converting it into our winery, so it's very exciting.
And I got to say, the last time we tried a Chardonnay, and you guys were teasing me because I'm not a Chardonnay drinker, and I loved it. So this is another one.
Yeah, so this is a little bit different. It's another Chardonnay, a little less oak. So a third of it's fermented in stainless steel, a third in stainless barrels, and then we stir the lees. And by doing that, what you get is a richness, a creaminess, and mouthweight to it. And then a third of it was aged in 1-year-old French oak. So it's got a little bit of oak, but not a lot. You're not going to get any slivers. It's got more of that citrusy characteristic that it's a little more lifted and more elegant.
All right.
Terrific.
See, now that's another Chardonnay I drink. Honestly,
There you go.
that's
See,
super
we're going to make you a Chardonnay drinker.
I'm going to become a
before we're
Chardonnay
done.
drinker, actually. I'm married and drinking Chardonnay. Okay.
Perfect.
We're going to come back to Provence in just a little while to check out some more wines that are perfect for Valentine's with Christa Lee.
I'm Chris Buck of the Chris Buck Band, and you're watching Our City Tonight.
Hi, I'm Harry McWaters from Thyme Winery, and you're watching Our City Tonight.
We're back here at Provence, and you know, it's interesting, this was such a good Chardonnay, but I also know that Jim is not particularly fond of Chardonnay, so he's one of those ABC people.
He is an anything but Chardonnay.
And anything but Chardonnay. But that is changing. The one we just had was great, and the one we had last time was great. But now we're moving on to our last Valentine theme wine, and what are we going to try
so
now?
this is the McWaters Meritage. So to be Meritage, it has to be 100% traditional Bordeaux varieties.
Right.
It has to be a blend, and you can't have any more than 90% of any one particular varietal. This is our McWaters Collection Meritage. So this is a big, bold Meritage. This is 70% Cabernet Sauvignon, 20% Merlot, and 10% Cabernet Franc. So I brought this one for Valentine's Day because you can't have Valentine's Day without chocolate.
Yes,
and this is such a great pairing with chocolate. So rich, round, cherry, strawberry, raspberry characteristic.
Oh, that's very nice.
And I love the fact that you educated us on meritage, to how to properly pronounce that
Meritage,
wine.
yeah.
Meritage.
Yeah.
Exactly, not meritage.
It's a great wine selection. Christa Lee, I'm glad you picked this place as well, because I don't come here enough, and it's a great spot. But we'll be back next month, and we'll be talking about spring, I would imagine.
Absolutely,
and
all the new releases.
All the new releases coming.
Oh, can't
Thanks
wait.
as always. Cheers,
Thanks
great
very
wines,
much.
and happy
Cheers.
Valentine's.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Valentine's. Cheers.
Lisa, thanks for joining us here tonight. I got to ask you, I mean, stunt work, you act, you stunt. Tell me how you balance both.
Great question. So I balance both by actually incorporating the two together into roles that I look for specifically. I tell my agent about, hey, this is like some of the roles that I'm wanting to pursue.
Right.
And a lot of them have the physicality that I'm looking for, which is great. I first started out in acting, which was a bonus, and then I ventured into stunts, and then I'm just amalgamating the two together. So
Right.
yeah, it's a great opportunity to kind of look for the physical roles. Cop roles, women that have like strong physical power.
So, but,
Yeah.
but when you, so as an actress, though, is it a big bonus too, or the producer can go, wow, she can actually do this and this and this?
It helps with the director,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
for sure, especially when they're giving us direction or quick cold lines. Hey, can you read this for us? And I can be like, yeah, actually, I can.
Can you remember the first time and what you saw that inspired you and you said, I want to do this?
Yeah, so I was actually standing in on a film that was shot here in Vancouver, and I saw the stunt department, and I just wanted anything to do into acting and stunts, just being on set.
Right.
And so I saw the stunt team, and I was like, oh my God, that's what I have to do. That's my calling. So I just kind of hounded the stunt department. I was like, hey, do you need this move? Do you need a sandbag? Do you need a mat move?
Right.
And just kind of picked at them. And they were like, okay, fine. She's kind of showing her colors a little bit, so we'll give her something. And it took 2 films back-to-back features that I was working on. And then finally I kind of got tossed a little something at the end of the film, and I just got into stunts kind of slowly but surely that way.
I was going to ask her to buy me a drink, but I'm actually frightened
You
now.
never know, right?
Oh, just I should. All right, we're all for it.
Well, we're here at the 12 Kings Pub for a very special event right in the heart of Kingsway, Broadway area.
That's right. You know, the craft beer industry has exploded in BC, and we're here tonight to kick off a brand new one with a good friend of ours who's also in media, Joe Leary. We're going to check out his beer and what some people have to say about the craft beer industry. Joe Leary's a longtime friend of mine, and he's just become a better friend because he's actually got his own beer, which very few media people can say. Joe, congratulations, first of all, on his brand new beer. This kind of thing is unheard of 10 years ago in the craft beer industry, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, the fact of the matter is the beer business in British Columbia and beyond has exploded to the point where this is actually possible. If you go back 10 years ago, could our radio show have a beer branded with our name? Not even possible. Not even slightly.
Could you have had a beer radio show 10 years ago?
Well, I could have because I've got connections, but no. I mean, generally speaking, no.
And Ben, here from Lighthouse, talk about, you come from the island, of course, talk about the craft business over there and how you came together with Joe.
Yeah, the craft brewing culture on Vancouver Island is very rich and very historical. We've been around since '98, and the business itself, the industry is since the early '80s on the island. So we have a long-standing history of making great beers on the island, and we're super stoked to be involved with Joe, and got connected through one of our local reps over here in Vancouver, and now we're standing here today. We're very happy.
Very nice, guys. Hey, congratulations again to both of you. I've had enough time talking to both of you. Now I want to go enjoy some of your great beer.
We're just here for the beer. Let's enjoy it.
This will be the shameless plug of the interview. Thanks, guys. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, Chris, how lucky I'm to be here with such a music star.
Oh,
Your
geez.
Chris Buck Band is one of the top country bands in the country. Award-winning. Give us a little bit of insight on how that happened for you.
Yeah, we've actually been a bar band for many, many years, and that's how we got our start. And our first single, Leave Your Light On, went top 40, and it wasn't an overnight success by any means, but it definitely got us out of the province of British Columbia touring, that's for sure, yeah.
Well, you've won a lot of awards, and you've become apparently dubbed one of the busiest bands in the country.
Yeah.
Very exciting. Now, this took a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. I have little rumors that you had to kind of give it all up to pursue your dream.
Yeah, I just went for it. I sold my place, my car, and I just put it all into music. And and sometimes you take a risk, and I took a risk, and it seems to be paying off a little bit. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Well, you had a top single come out this last year, and you got a lot of things on the horizons coming up. So we're looking forward to seeing a lot more of the Chris Buck Band. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me in. That's awesome.
Well, we're about to start a new segment that we're going to run every once in a while here on Our City Tonight.
Yeah, it's called Inside Business, and we're going to visit some local businesses in our city.
That's right. We're starting out with a company in Richmond known as Viva Pharmaceuticals. Well, now Leeta and I find ourselves in the middle of the warehouse with Brendan.
And Brendan, can you give us a little bit of information about your company, the history?
Definitely. So in the early 1990s, our founder, Dr. Jason Coe, saw that there was a lack of regulations in the natural health product industry in Canada. So using his past experience in pharmaceuticals, he realized there was an excellent opportunity to bring products to the market that had a higher standard than the products that were currently on the market. From there, he continued to grow the company internationally, and that's brought us to the point in time now.
There's a lot of choices in supplements. One of the choices is the type of capsule versus gel cap, hard gel. Can you tell us the difference of that, Brendan?
Definitely. So depending on what kind of product you're planning on taking, if you're planning on taking, say, a multivitamin, it will typically come in a tablet form. So that would be what you would typically see that would be coated. It's sort of like your hard tablet, as opposed to capsules, which can either be hard shell capsules or soft gel capsules. So a soft gel capsule would be sort of those capsules that you would see that have liquid inside of them, as opposed to hard shell capsules, which usually have either granules or powder inside of them.
And how do you choose which is which? Like how do you choose which form these supplements will take to put in these different types of capsules?
That largely comes down to formulation. So depending on what kind of ingredients you're planning on using in your product, it may need to be in a liquid form, which would be better for a soft gel capsule. Or if it's a powder, then it would be a lot easier to make it a tablet or a hard shell capsule.
Well, now we find ourselves up in the product display area and boardroom, and I guess this is where all the big decisions get made about what you guys are going to do. And it's interesting because I was wondering, walking through the factory, what makes you guys choose what you want to create? For example, you just created a sleep aid. Why did you go after that?
Well, it really comes down to the potential to serve our consumers. So with the sleep aid, we found that many consumers are taking melatonin right now. So the issue with melatonin is that it's a hormone, so it has some very unpleasant side effects. So what we sought to do was bring a product to the industry that uses actually two herbal compounds that induce calmness and help you fall asleep without having those unpleasant side effects. So it's all about targeting what exactly the consumer wants.
A lot of people buy products, supplements online, and they obviously can't be really sure of the quality. How are we protected by this with your company?
Well, with our company, we actually have a pharmaceutical license. So many of the systems that we use are held to a much higher standard. So we're frequently audited by Health Canada at a pharmaceutical level, as well as the FDA.
Can we look at something coming up next? Any little sneak peeks?
Sneak peeks. We have actually some bee propolis products that are coming to the market, as well as a flu and common cold product.
Oh, perfect.
Oh boy, in our neck of the woods, that is something well looked after. I like that. Excellent. I noticed in the history of your company, Leeta and I were looking at some of the press clippings, anything like that. You guys really are connected with the community, not just as someone selling product. You get involved with charities and that kind of thing, which is obviously good for your business too, isn't it?
That's right. Dr. Jason Coe, our CEO, recently donated $1.5 million to a local Vancouver children's charity.
Nice.
So he values the community very much and likes to contribute as much as he can.
Wonderful.
Nice. Well, we certainly learned a lot today, didn't we?
We sure did. Thanks for
very
spending
much.
time.
Cheers.
Insozia is an effective sleep aid that can help you wake up in the morning feeling well rested. The traditional Chinese herbal medicine is patented and has been used for centuries to help relieve insomnia due to heart blood deficiency. Insozia is made in Canada, formulated by doctors, and manufactured by experts with more than 20 years of experience. For more information, go to vivahealthsolutions.com.
Well, Leeta, we're not in our city of Vancouver right now. We're in the world-class ski resort of Whistler, which is about 90 kilometers from Vancouver.
And we're about to check out this great restaurant at Whistler, Caramba, and we get to try their food.
We do. Let's go in. It's always good when you know the owner of a restaurant. Leeta and I are with Jay Paré, our old friend, the owner of Caramba. Jay, you're right in the middle of everything in Whistler. Tell us what makes this restaurant so special.
I think it's the energy of the people, the freshness of the food, and the high volume, and a great place to visit.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, actually, can you describe some of your signature dishes that would bring people in here specifically to Caramba?
Absolutely. Right behind me is our wood-fired only pizza oven, which gives the pizzas a great flavor. And our main courses, our calamari is what has really been our most famous dish over 22 years.
And Jay, you've been up here for a long time, off and on over the years that we've known you. Talk about how Whistler's really developed and expanded in terms of food.
I think the culinary scene in Whistler is one of the top worldwide. I've traveled to Italy, I've traveled to France, Spain, and I think the education of the chefs in town now and the service level is world class.
And you're drawing some pretty exciting chefs to Whistler Village, in particular your restaurant.
Yes.
You got to tell them where this guy's from.
I have the former executive chef of the Savoy Hotel in London, England, and
that little place.
that little hotel there.
So you're giving him a big chance here, aren't you? You're giving him a big break.
Yeah.
That's great. So what does he bring to the table then? Obviously, other than experience and a great prestige.
He brings a lot of experience, and he brings a great culture to his team in the kitchen. He's really brought all their levels up. They're doing a great job.
Well, we're looking forward to trying some of this food, Jay. Thanks for having us here today.
Cheers. Thank you.
Well, I'm here right in the kitchen where all the action happens with Chef James. And Chef, I thank you for coming in on this day. And tell us about your experience. Jay was talking about where you come from.
Right.
Pretty big shoes. You come into this place. What were you looking to do when you came in here?
You know, the whole thing goes a lot further back than just a few years ago. It goes back probably from early as I can remember, doing a restaurant with Jay and us doing it together. And you know, it just seemed fitting that was the right timing to come back and do this together as a partnership. And you know, for sure, it was a huge milestone at the Savoy in London. But you know, this is even bigger. Yeah, it's a lot funner. And you know what? It's just been exciting the whole time, and we're just trying to push and just make sure that each guest is happy.
And is it obviously more relaxed than say at the Savoy, but is there more freedom here to do what you want?
You know, absolutely. There's totally way more freedom. You know, London is a complete different beast in its own. I'm a little bit more used to what is over here, like in North America. I grew up here, I cooked here. I learned how Europeans do things. I learned how that level is executed. And now I'm taking that back here. And it was kind of cool because, you know, Jay took over the restaurant from Mario, who ran it, who opened it, who discovered everything. And we're just trying to pay homage to that and just kind of follow through what Mario's vision was as well, right? Which is kind of important.
Chef, what are we Leeta and I going to try today?
We're going to try albacortuna with a coconut and lime dressing and some pickled squash and jalapeno.
Excellent. Well, thank you for your time. I know you're a busy guy.
No problem.
Leeta, over to you.
Thanks, Jim. Well, we're wrapping up here at Caramba, and we're going to head back down to Vancouver for more of Our City Tonight. Well, it's time for another Our City Tonight DVD giveaway.
That's right, Leeta, courtesy of RLJ Entertainment and acornonline.com, which is a world-class television distribution. And this is really cool. These guys actually distribute the largest selection of British programming anywhere. That's why I like them. Enter to win right now, where you can win such things as Agatha Christie, Britain's Bloody Crown, and a whole bunch of other fantastic TV shows from around the world.
And you can win by going to our Twitter account or Instagram at Our City Tonight, hashtag Our City Tonight DVD.
Wow, we're always giving away stuff. We're such nice people, aren't we? More of Our City Tonight after this. Well, we start out this edition of Culture Bites here at the launch for the Vancouver International Wine Festival.
This is the 39th annual, and the statistics are pretty amazing. Actually, they're featuring Canada this year.
Nice.
There's over 1,700 wines going to be showcased in 16 countries.
It is a well-respected festival and allows us to showcase some great wines, which is fantastic.
Absolutely, and it puts Canada on the map, definitely.
Yes, yes.
Now, this is celebrating Canada in particular, this wine fest. How many Canadian wines, and tell us a little bit about the journey to get those wines here.
It's the largest selection of Canadian wines at an international wine show ever in history. 76 Canadian wineries, BC, Ontario, Nova Scotia, from Cowichan Valley to Annapolis Valley. And as a country, we often import and export with other countries, but we are shaking things up in the middle of the winter, and we're moving wines from one end of the country to the other. And they're all 30,000 bottles of 1,700 different wines, 16 countries, middle of February, Vancouver. People need to be here for that.
Well, I guess you're excited. We're all excited. Thank you for putting on this amazing wine fest every year.
I love it. Cheers. I love it.
This must be a big thrill for you to be at the opening night for this, huh?
Well, you know, you look forward to this. I literally, once the previous year's event closes, I look forward to the start of the next year. And I'm excited because here we are in Canada, and we're actually going to be able to drink Canada, which seems, I know it sounds goofy, but I can get swill from countries that I would never drink their wine, and I can't get Canadian wine. This year, finally, we're getting Canadian wine at the biggest wine show in Canada.
And do you attend the whole event? Are you there every day? Yeah.
Yeah, and I go to some trade events, and I go to tasting rooms, and I go to different kinds of ways, because I'm always looking for new wines to add to my site so I can share that with my followers. And obviously I'm a price-conscious wine reviewer because everything I have is $25 and under, and it has to be readily available. So, you know, I'm always on the hunt.
Good to hear. And obviously this is a festival where you could find some great buys and steals for your viewers and your readers, right?
Last year I found a Pinot Noir from Chile, which was, I think, selling at the time for $11.50 a bottle. Wow. It's now $9.50 a bottle.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friend, you know your wines, and as I said, you're neither cheap and occasionally you're cheerful, I guess. See, it's Ron Wilson. He knows his wines here at the Vancouver International Wine Festival launch. Well, Leeta and I have had a great time on another edition of Our City Tonight.
Don't forget to catch us online at metrolivingzine.com. I'm Leeta Leapens.
I'm Jim Gordon. We'll see you next time on Our City Tonight.